Hi Flosstube, привет, hola. I'm back for another episode of my video with whips, some little purchases I made, and just talk about life. So I'm doing this while kids are still in school, and we're having horrible weather. It's rain and storms, and so my Boy Scouts had to postpone their camping this weekend, and also there was the camping at school that was supposed to be this weekend. It's all gone that. But yeah, so I'm trying to drink coffee and not to fall asleep. Yeah, so let's see what's been going on those past few weeks since last time I talked to you. I had to take my both boys to eye doctor for checkup because they thought they needed new glasses, and one of them kind of actually broke the edge of the glasses. So it turns out my younger one is the far-sighted, which is, I mean, it's not very bad. It's just tiny bit, but it's like really. I never had anybody in my family that's far-sighted, which means he needs glasses to see up close, and that was just weird to hear it. So we checked out the eyes and we got new glasses ordered for them, which is good, and they can't complain again. Um, yeah, so my eldest is a sophomore, and we started getting already letters from different universities. Come check us out, and it's scary. We still have almost 3 years till they have to pick universities or colleges they want to go to, and it's already started. I guess they're desperate to get new students, and battle is starting. And I mean, which like 16-year-old is thinking about what the rest of my future is gonna be like? Yeah, it's weird. So what else? Yeah, politics. Don't like it. I think they just trying to find as much dirt as they can and just throw at each other versus saying what they could fix. So I don't like politics. I don't like to talk and discuss it with anybody. Um, and let's see what else. Yeah, school started means fundraisings everywhere. We just had a Yankee Candle fundraising, and my Girl Scouts about to start their candy nuts and magazines. So watch out, somebody's probably gonna be attacking you on that. Um, although I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look up more, but I think last year I didn't see any of interesting like needlecraft magazines that they offer. But I'm gonna really check out this year. I might wanna subscribe to at least one of them that I think I might try again. I've done it years back, and I kept all those magazines. Maybe it was just Cross Stitch or some other one, and I just had it in folders nicely, stacked up, and then we did house cleaning, and I just looked at them. It's like, I'll donate it all. And now I'm starting all over again. Um, let's see. Um, so yeah, I'm going tomorrow to my women's barbershop event. It's called Tribute to the Top. It's like to seeing good luck to all the choruses and quartets from my big area. I think it covers like 5 states to go in international, which is gonna be in November this year. My chorus going next year, so this year I just gonna go root for others. What else? Let's see. My eldest is taking chess lessons from the Grandmasters, which is a special class offered in one of the St. Louis universities. So he's going there again tomorrow, and it's like for 3 months, I think. And so far he likes it. So that's fun. But it means again driving, and you don't want to just dump him there and with his few friends and then come back an hour later. So I'll have to stick around and watch it. Maybe I'll bring my stitching. Yeah, that's what I do. I do that now when I take him to orthodontist about his braces. So let's see what else. Yeah, so I'm done with my life story and what's going on. Let's look at the webs because I think you want to see that. Let's go heaven and earth design. Since I'm participating in the challenge, I think it runs till sometime in October. So last time I think I talked to you, I didn't have a lot of left. So I'll just remind, this is what it's gonna look when it's finished. It's a retired pattern for those who are turning in first time. Alright, so challenge is done. Let me sure to get it right. So I'm doing a large size pattern, so it took me a page and a bit to do this. And since it's a regular design size, not a mini, I have sparkles here, creamy sparkle things. So I'm kind of keeping this pattern for all of the Heaven and Earth challenges. So it's staying here loose and waiting for the next one. And I did summer rotation, but it was about 4 or 5 days maybe each. Depends how I felt, you know. If I was getting tired of something, then I just switched. Or if I'm like a little bit left, and so I just plowing through. Another one I worked, it's also Heaven and Earth, Ships and Shell, quick stitch. That's what's gonna look like. And I don't have a lot left. Still having it on the frames. So pretty much, I think next time I talk to you, I'll be done. So needed to do this and this strip, and it's gonna be done. It's gonna go to my powder room because it's sea theme. I have a walls, nice turquoise. So that's left. I really hated to finish. It took me a long time because I was doing cross country here. So I had to finish filling up those holes, and seems like I found all the missing ones of that particular color, and then later on it's like, oh, I missed another one, you know. So I think on the full size designs, I'm just gonna go with the parking method, which I tried first time with my challenge, this challenge. So I think for big ones, I'm gonna do the full size and parking technique. So as I mentioned, when I go to sit at the doctor's for that good hour, I just decided to bring something simple, which is like a one color. So I brought this one. One color, you know, no different shades, nothing. And let's see, that was one of the first, my own hand dyed. It's still partial on the frame. So I think, I don't remember, I'm gonna try to look up if I can put against what was previously, but I think I might have done all of that since last time I showed it to you. If I can get pictures, comparison, I'll do it. It's not that hard to do since it's one color, but in a pattern to count, because it's all like black, to figure out how much you did, that's a headache. And let's see, I worked on a few more since I finished that challenge earlier. So let's see, all of these were from my Stitchmania 15 projects in 15 days challenge. So this one I had worked only 1 hour at that time, and now you can see how much I've done. It's gonna be 2 colors. So I finished the dark color. It was mentioned it's gonna be black with some shade of grayish color, but I changed it. As you can see, this is not black. But I wasn't sure. I tried to pick much lighter shade in the same group of colors, but this one, I don't know. What do you think? I kind of tried to get light color. You can kind of see in her chin. So it's not supposed to be exactly shade, but I don't know. Do you think this would look good? It's just in some areas that needs the color, but overall majority of it's done. And I think it's pretty, you know, with the little butterflies. I don't know how I'm gonna finish this as. Majority of the things I've done were just regular frames, but I think I've grown up more and I want to do a little bit more different types of finishes, little pillows or wall hangings. The one I'm working right now at this moment is this kitty with the orchid. And the last time I think I just barely started my little kitty. So I've been working maybe like 3 days on that. So you can kind of see it's just kitty left on the whole thing, and I have orchid is done and hiding and oh, yep, magnet rolling. That was my very first needle minder that I've done. So yeah, you can see my kitty working. So put that, stuff it in. Okay. So that's it with my webs. I tried to just work on all the ones that I had from Stitch Mania because I'm thinking of doing lots of new starts in the next year to celebrate my big birthday. So I'm starting to kit up and gonna do a lot of new whips, at least 40 I think. So, and maybe I'll then do the prize for somebody to celebrate my birthday so they can do something with me. So yeah, how about my little precious pretties, as I say, or as you know it, a little stash or haul. Okay, I did some. I really tried not to, you know, go crazy and go shopping and buy everything in 1 or 2 months, which is also impossible. Because I see something and it's like, I might consider get that, you know, you empower us, all of you. So, yeah, so I'm still waiting for some items to come in, and one of them is when it was at the end of July, Picture This Plus had a fabric on sale. I ordered some and I'm still waiting. I'm very eager. I never bought hand-dyed fabric before them. You know, that's something different, you know, really strong color. I just dyed myself some of them. So I'm very eager to see it, especially since it's going to be for some of my Heaven and Earth patterns. So yeah, one of the things that I went and got like from Jan's, I needed regular Fiskars scissors, the big ones. So I looked and I chose, there was a package of like designer scissors from Fiskars, and it included this snippet thing, which is just squeeze it and it cuts instead of opening, you know, it doesn't open. But I've seen some, I don't know, is that like from China that they like that they sit and that's all you do is cut like that. It's slightly different, but I thought I will try that for stitching. That's one of the things. Another thing, I don't think I had it last time, but I showed my mother-in-law because I just got it and she got to try it out since she likes to cross stitch, not as much as before. But I tried to get those mag eyes because I'm planning to do some 40 count silk fabric, and I thought that these, I did number 2 and number 4 thin lenses, and they don't magnify a lot. It takes a little bit, I think, to get used to it, but it's interesting, you know. I bought the big lamp from Art with where there is the 3 handles, lamp, then to hold your pattern, and magnifier. And I still have to figure out how to do that magnifying glass, because you have to kind of look right in the middle. So if you see on something off the middle, then it's kind of different kind of view. It's still kind of strange. And I tend to keep my patterns, well, fabric, not too far, so I can still see the holes. So, all right. So other things, I got some, you know, regular DMC thread when they had 4 for $1 or some 30% off all the projects. I decided to get this Jim Shore. There's the whole kit. I never tried this particular designer, so I know I'm gonna change the fabric because I don't like 14 count anymore. I think it was only very beginning when I used it. But it includes needle, which I'm probably not gonna use anyway. I like my James John's petites, short ones, but I like to do Santas. I have a collection of them ready to stitch. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that one sometime, maybe next year, at least to start. Then I ordered something through Amazon, and it was almost 2 months ago that I ordered, and I figured out that, you know, it's like they do third-party sales, and it finally came yesterday. I was already starting to get mad because it took forever, but it came from China. Scissors. There was no cover on it, but it's pretty, you know, kind of. It's pretty heavy when you look at it. I think it might be, it's a stainless steel. So yeah, so it was Chinese from Changcheng district. So yeah, finally came at least. I was really beginning to worry since I have that Prime account and everything comes like in 2 days if I wanted to. Let's see. Then I got this. I don't have a lot of like Independence Day patterns, so I thought this is kind of interesting. It has all kinds of things about US. So, and I didn't pay that price, of course, you know, joints, coupons, yeah. Then I went in a Hirschner's website, and I was trying to find all of the magazines that I got a couple last time with the book. I think I showed it to you. And in those magazines there was patterns by the month that they had each month, and I was trying to collect all of them, but somehow they didn't have every month pattern, which is kind of a bummer. So I need to start looking somewhere else, and I just want those month patterns, you know, to change it. Like, it's called A Year of Celebrations. So it was in 2014. So like, yeah, it's two per magazine. So I think I'm missing two maybe magazines. And I just want those monthly patterns so I can hang it in my entry, maybe somewhere by this one. And I thought this is from 2013 January. One of them, kind of cute. Too bad they don't have, like all of the patterns shown right away there. But it was on a good sale, so I couldn't pass. I think that if each of those patterns were sold separately or in the kits, some of us would buy it more. But I think some people maybe think, oh, well, it's in a magazine, then it's like blah, So yeah, that was Hirschner's magazines. And then one of the patterns I was thinking of starting maybe even on my birthday. Since I have, there is a like 2-story ceiling here, but I have a whole living room with 2-story ceilings, and I thought about doing big ones, black and white, or at least no colorful, heaven and earth designs in the big size on both sides of my fireplace. And one of them was, where put it? It's Beloved. Well, I showed you before. I know I had it somewhere. Anyway, and I thought about doing that on what was maybe 22 count or something, but I measured like maybe I should try bigger. So I got 14 count fabric, and I think it was from Joann's, and it's a soft, it's not that stiff fabric. So I'm gonna try on 14 count. Now, my original idea was to do the half stitch, or I think there's a certain name for it, but I'm not sure. Should I do 4 threads if I do the half stitch? Because I thought, if I do the full stitch, then I think three threads should be enough. But would 4 suffice for half stitch? If you've done it, could you comment about it and say, because I'm gonna be doing in dark colors, different shades of dark colors, I don't want any fabric to show up through it. So if you can tell me if you've done it and which you like more on 14 count half stitch, I would greatly appreciate it. Then of course, somebody bought this and I looked and looked. It's like, I love Halloween and I love Christmas, so it could never be enough for me. So I decided to get this Stony Creek Bewitching little book, mini book, 453. So I'm gonna do at least that big witch, and maybe for around the kids' rooms in making the pillows or little wall hangings, those little patterns. I think I got this from Amazon. And I've never done Joan Elliott, and I know a lot of you doing it. But I decided to try this Christmas cross-stitch thing book, since I like Christmas, and I think everybody should try at least one pattern from different designers. Like, I'm not kind of country style girl, but I think I might try to do like Plum Street and all those other, more old-fashioned, little simple designs. So I think everybody should try at least once different designers, and what do you know, you might get hooked on it. So this is what this little book, 18 designs include. Joan Elliott. So I like Christmas. And these were kind of cute, you know. I might hang it in different spots in the house. Don't know which floor, but we'll try it somewhere. And then I got the 1 to 3 stitch order. Like I said, I'm starting to kit up different projects, collecting because I'll need a lot of them. I probably had enough, but twisted band sampler, and I need a lot of different silks. You've seen this pattern. You know, there's all of those silks. I have, I think, only a few colors. Or I might try DMC or both different ones. I might try to stitch in DMC, and I might try to stitch also same in the silk and see a comparison and give that as a gift. And you know, besides regular fabric, I got big sizes. The full amount of opal, 28 count, and I think this is, yeah, antique white Lugana, 36 by 55. I'm gonna try to dye it. Yeah. So those are my purchases. Then, since I think I've mentioned before that I like to dabble in different crafts, and that I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I do a lot of paper craft products, and it's not only cards, but little gift boxes, and you can even do placemats and decorative stuff. So I went back to try crocheting because I've done, and this is one of the things I've done. It's a wine glass holder or a necklace, so when it fills up with the liquid, it's gonna pull up a little bit more. But you can hang it around your neck, and you can walk around, you know, without holding your glass in your hand. Of course, you can't fill up all the way to the top because, you know, if you're big-chested, then it might bounce more, so you have to pour a little bit less. But it didn't take me that very long. But I thought that's a great gift for somebody, you know. Somebody who likes wine, or just, you know, you can pour probably beer in it. And it holds. So I've done that. I'm planning to do more because I'll be participating in one of the local high school big craft shows that they do every year, and it's hundreds of crafters and thousands of people come through. I did last year with just the paper craft items. And I'm gonna try to do something more this year, maybe some for needle crafters. I'm planning to make some needle minders and maybe these. Also thought of opening Etsy shop and selling some stuff there. But the hardest thing is to come up with good name. You know, the ones I wanted, it's of course taken already. So, yeah, I've been looking and trying different versions that you have only certain amount of letter space, and you can't do any spaces, you can't do in the name any capital letters when you're looking for the name, so you have to have it all as one big word. But I might put these wine glass holders and the needle minders and maybe and of course some, you know, paper craft items in it. So yeah, and what else? Oh, have any of you had your credit card number used by somebody that you didn't know? I got my statement for this month, or for the last month, and my ass almost bugged out. You know, I had so many different charges. I know I was buying some stuff, and only I am using that credit card. It's my own, so I knew nobody nor my husband nor my kids would touch it and buy something with it. So I was looking at it, and it's like, that doesn't make sense, you know. So I contacted my credit card company, and we went through every charge. And it seems like, you know, my credit card has a chip, I got that card with a chip just like 3-4 months ago. So the charges were like in New York, in person bought stuff. Then it was somewhere like Georgia or Texas in some art gallery, also paid in person, my credit card. Then there was a dating service charge, from England. So I don't know how they can do. Either they made a copy of my credit card somehow, but even with the chip, I didn't think it would be so easy to charge it. So sometimes you really have to look up even at the small charges, even if it's a couple dollars. Those hackers can kind of squeeze it in between your regular charges. So of course that credit card was right away stopped, canceled. Those fraudulent charges were taken off my account. So they'll have to deal with it, not me, which I'm lucky. But I'm still waiting for my new card, and I have that card registered on some of my automatic payments. So it's like, come on, hurry up, I need that card. Because I don't like to have a lot of cards on me. I just use two. But I need that one, so you better watch out. I hope they can actually catch the ones that caught, but I don't have to pay what they charged, but it was nerve-wracking that somebody can use my card in person, not a line charge. So yeah, that was really bummer. My heart was pumping when I was talking to the credit card company. Yeah, so that was one of the downers of the few days. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I wanted to do one of the tags. Let's see. It's Teresa's tag. 10 questions. Do seasons affect your stitching pattern? Do you stitch less in the summer? No, it just depends it depends if kids are at home and if we have to go to any events. Even if they're home, and like this summer in St. Louis area, if you ever lived in this area, you know that in summer, even there's heat, you could live in the heat, but not in such humidity. So all the time, practically, we were just indoors because you go outside and you're drenched. If it was just a dry heat, it's fine, but it's hot. So boys play Xbox for a bit. I can stitch, as long as they don't fight. And then my little one daughter, she likes to play too. So or sometimes she takes my phone and watches different YouTube videos. She has certain ones that she likes, and we're subscribed to it and watches like LPS. And some of the songs she memorized it with little LPS videos, and like one of them just beat her. So yeah, we sing along then. So yeah, no seasons affect the stitching pattern. Number 2, do you prefer stitching with lap stand, floor stand, or in hand? Actually, to me, it didn't matter. I don't care. I started when I was taking my cross stitch lessons at the conventions from designers like Pat from Precious Moments and others. They liked to stitch in hand, and that's one of the preferred methods I had before. And it came out fine, because then once you catch the strength of your thread pull, then it still comes out evenly. And I had, big patterns. I think all of those girls were queens were stitched by hand. And it's easier to travel with it. You didn't have to bring any frame with you. You just roll up the edges of the fabric and just stitch it and fold it. But I made some PVC pipe stands that I use. I have Q-snaps. I don't use much of what's the circle? Hoop. Yeah. Um, I have a couple of hoops, but especially wooden ones, I wouldn't want to use it in a fabric. And plus, with the circle, it's kind of harder to roll it up, so because it then bunches up in one corner more than other. Well, not corner, but in one area more than other. So yeah, so I don't care what I use it. I have, like you saw, one of my ships on sale. I have a frame. I have a regular Q snaps, and either one is fine. Um, Number 3, do you prefer stitching with a hoop, Q snap, frame, or hand? That's pretty much what I said before. Um, it doesn't matter. Maybe not less with the hoop than others. Number 4, do you use a stitching light or no additional lighting? If yes, do you use a floor light or a clip-on light? Um, hmm. I don't have like specific place that I always go and do just stitching. I kind of go where I want to sit. Sometimes I sit on the couch, sometimes I sit in my breakfast area. Um, but just lately I kind of have this glider that I sit, and I put my art lamp there with the magnifying glass. And since it's right by the window, when it's light outside, I don't need any light. But when it's dark, then I turn around and stitch by that light. I don't have a clip-on light. I think I'll get it just so I can use it on a traveling. Like when we go take a trip to visit my mother-in-law or my husband's sister, who live on just the other side of Illinois in Wisconsin. So that takes about 6 hours drive. So I might bring it, especially if you drive in the evening. Um, so I might use it then. Yeah. Number 5. Do you use a magnifier? If yes, do you use the one with the arm that clips or on glasses? To try out, I use my art magnifying lamp, magnifier that's attached to the frame. I still need to figure out how to use it because I think they should have had the arm that holds magnifier a little bit longer. Because the light, you lower the light to a certain point and it can't go down. But that magnifier is so short that you practically have to sit almost like next to the lamp to do it. And I would like to have a bigger. I might get clip-on magnifier, the ones I've seen that has a light on too. So I might get that for later, especially for trips. And if I want to use it on my 40 count over one, I might use that. But I haven't used constantly this one. I haven't used it that much just to try out. But I don't need it right now. I don't have my work too far, so I can still see it. Yeah. Number 6, do you stitch one-handed, two-handed, or both? With the frames or Q-snaps, I do two-handed. I try different methods. I try to use like Vanna was showing that she goes with straight needle up and down. I tried that, but I still like to keep it's not the tacker, what's it called? Needle something that's you put on a finger to make sure it's nice and flat laying threads. I still keep that with me just to be sure my threads are laying nice and flat. So for that you need two hands. I can do one-handed. Like I said, if you hold it in a hand, then you pretty much do one-handed, and it's like going like this. So I guess my answer will be both. I can do both. But once I use the frame, I use two hands. Number 7. Do you prefer to stitch alone in a quiet place or around the family in the living area? Well, I could stitch anywhere through the day. I'm alone. I don't have anybody to stitch with as in person, so but I have you, Flosstubers, and other stitchers who don't have a Flosstube videos yet, I guess. So I just watch YouTube. I practically never turn TV on unless there's some show, which I usually just turn on either Hulu Plus or we have other one that's saved on the TV. Anyway, if I watch seasons, I'd like to watch episode, that goes after episode, not like you turn TV on and you don't know which season it is or what. So I'd like to have them in a row. I guess I like to have them in order. So if I watch something like this, I go in order. That's why sometimes I wait for certain shows, which there are not a lot of them that I want to watch, and I wait until they come out like on a DVD or Blu-ray, and I just get it from library. And this way I know I can watch in order, and not to guess did I skip something. And it would be on my time, not theirs. So unless I watch something like this, I just don't turn anything on. And when a kid's home, I kind of try to stick around because they're doing homework or they always ask me questions, or I don't want to be somewhere away from them. So they would be included. I want to be included in their lives. Yes. Let's see. Number 8. What is your preferred fabric and preferred count of that fabric? I don't have like 100% preferred. I like 28. I like 32. I haven't done 40. I don't think I've done 36, but I'm gonna do them. Either over 1 or over 2 sometime. I don't want to do on the 14th. I think unless it's a full covered one, you could see all the fabric that much more, and it might take a little bit of beauty from a whole picture. So I'd rather do on a 28 over 2 versus over 1 on 14 count. So 28 and 32 right now is my preferred count. And as for fabric, I like Lugana. I like linen. I've had some on the natural linen done, which it's very nice. I like the natural stuff. I try to do I have my own handmade, homemade natural products to clean the house, and I have my own laundry powder made by myself versus something that I don't know what is made of in the store-bought ones. So I like natural linen. Number 9. In your time stitching, have you ever lost a stitchy bug? If so, how many times have you lost it, and how did you get it back? Yeah, I lost it once the kids started to show up. Pretty much, not like 100%, but I had a period of quite a few years that I just didn't have time. I was in so many different other organizations and groups, and practically all the time is volunteer and work. So it's kind of cross stitch was put a little bit more on the back burner. So that was one big one. I didn't have any other times that it would go away. And what helped me this time come back is I stumbled upon Heaven and Earth designs, and somebody was showing on YouTube those. So it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty. I want it, and it got me hooked back again, and I can't stop. It's like if I could, I would forget any housework, I wouldn't cook any dinners, if I could just stitch. But you have to keep on to life and your family. Your family is important because kids gonna disappear soon, one after another. Well, it's gonna be a few years, but still, they're gonna be moving out, and I'll be left alone. So I want to treasure my time. And number 10, do you travel and stitch? Do you stitch in public transport, or is it a home hobby only? I don't do a lot of traveling, especially with the public transport. So only if, like, my husband is driving, then, and for a longer period of time, then I would bring my stitching with me. Um, so majority it would be home hobby only, or if I have to go and take kids to doctor's appointment for a while, for longer than 15 minutes, then I would bring my stitching there. So that was Teresa's tag, and I think that will be enough for now. So let's see my plans. I think until next time I'm gonna be finished with my kitty and orchid. I might be done with my heaven and earth ships and shell. I might be even done with my wedding couple. And what else am I stitching? And once I'm done with one, I'll bring another from what's left from my Stitch Mania. I'm trying really, really hard not to start something brand new. Save it for that big year of starts. Um, so yeah, I might have some finishes and maybe even FFOs. So I guess that's it. Until next time, keep on stitching. Bye.